And yes, it is very smelly. Anyway guys, here it is, the CADDX PROTOS running on their all-new FPV system, the CADDX ASCENT. Now I'm very new to CADDX FPV system because I've actually not flown any of their walk snail system before, and when CADDX emailed me, I thought that I would have to purchase the goggles just to review this particular drone until they briefed me further that this is actually running on a whole new system, and this comes in a kit for beginners. So that email was a relief to me because I do not need to spend any money. Thank you very much CADDX FPV for trusting me on this review. And yeah, right now we will unbox this and then take it out for a spin and let you guys know what I feel about it. Right inside the box, you will be getting another box. Yes. Overall, the box feels very premium, very nice, but that's not the important part. What is important is in here, right? So let's open this up right now and I will show you guys what you get. Let's go with the not too important parts. User guide, cleaning cloth, adapter, USB cables, spare canopy, spare props, goggles battery, and goggles power cable. And to the more important and interesting parts. Let's start with the goggles, and if they look familiar, that's because they share a similar design to the goggles L. But this one comes with a nice two-tone finish, lighter grey on the top, darker grey on the bottom. The controls are simple. There is a navigation joystick to go through the menu, a back button, and also a dedicated record button so you can start your DVR with a single tap. Right at the top center, here is the micro SD card to record down your DVR footage. And on the bottom right side, you'll find the power input and what looks like a port for maybe head tracking. The face cushion feels pretty comfortable, but I'll need to take it out for a proper flight to see how it holds up. And one important note, these goggles aren't compatible with the Avatar system. They are built purely for the new Ascent system. Next up, the controller. First look, it actually feels pretty solid, not toy-like at all. Though because of the joystick layout, pinchers like myself might find it a bit awkward at first, but if you're just starting out, you'll get used to it pretty quickly as you train. The gimbal feels okay, not too loose, not overly tight, but personally I like mine with just a bit more resistance for better precision. On the surface, you've got a power button and a binding button. Up top, in the middle, you have two 3-position switch, two momentary switch on the left and right, and at the top bottom we have the arm switch and also a roller. And right here we will see the USB-C port for charging and also to connect the controller to simulators, which is great and awesome. The controller also runs on ERRS 2.4, which means you can actually use it to bind it to other drones that you have, or maybe in the future when you are purchasing a new drone equipped with ERRS receiver, you can still use this controller as well. Now for the batteries, these are 2S 840 mAh lithium ion packs, and you actually get 3 of them in the kit, which is awesome, so that you can fly longer. And you can charge them all at once using this charging dock. I have already charged them earlier, and a full charge for all 3 took roughly about an hour. Finally, let's talk about the drone itself. When I first saw the pictures online, I honestly thought it would be around the size of the DJI Neo. But once I took it out of the box, I got surprised. It is actually much smaller than I expected. Overall, it is just slightly bigger than a 75mm Tiny Whoop, making this the smallest digital drone in its class. The whole quad weighs around 61 grams. Powering it are 1102 models rated at 14,000 kV with the set of 40mm HQ ultra light props. The Protos also has a built-in ERRS receiver, so technically you can actually bind it to other ERRS radio if you want, but I have actually not tested it myself, so maybe The next round, I will try that. There's also the optical flow sensor at the bottom, and this is what enables the position hold mode. Now the main highlight here, the Ascent system. On the camera end, it has the 1/2.8-inch sensor with a 147-degree field of view, and it shoots in 16:9 at 180p, 60 frames per second, or 720p, 60 frames per second. The VTX power goes from 25 to 100 milliwatt, and it is claimed to have a range up to 3 kilometers with an average latency of 35 milliseconds. But all this, we really got to head out to the field and test it out, and then I will let you guys know further. Let's run. Alright, this is the third attempt for the day. I've been running in and out from the house 3 times, and I've came to this park like twice today. I didn't want to rush the whole review just because of the launch date itself. So I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a lot of reviews about it, especially on the launch date itself. Yeah, there were like tons and tons and tons of CADDX PROTOS appearing on my YouTube feed as well. So yeah, for myself, I think it is better to test it a little bit longer so that I can really tell you guys like what I feel about the CADDX PROTOS and who is it really for. Hey buddies, it's me, Curly FPV from the future. And I'm sorry I gotta interrupt this for a moment because I've made the decision to stop the whole review here as I am about to post the review of the CADDX PROTOS. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the effort coming from CADDX FPV to lower the price point of the CADDX PROTOS and also to help the FPV community to grow. But sadly, I do not think the product is ready yet, and that is because of the high latency that I'm getting while flying the CADDX PROTOS. I do not know about other review units out there, but mine definitely has got this super high latency that I really felt that it is very hard to fly. So yes, at this moment of time, I do not recommend anyone to purchase the CADDX PROTOS. But if you have already purchased it, I have compiled up a kind of guideline on how you can fly it and how not to fly it. So I hope that will be helpful for you guys. As for my buddies who has always been supporting the channel, you can continue to watch the tutorial. But if you're not interested in it, do use the chapter marker and jump straight to the end of the video because I did find something interesting on the PROTOS, which is the all-new FPV Ascent system. And we are testing out the low bit rate behavior of the quad. So I'll see you guys there. Now let's go on with the tutorial and I'll pass it to that Curly. Okay, let's just set this up quick. To set up the goggles, all you need to do is just long press it until you see one of the LEDs starts to blink on, and then the lights will also switch on itself. And then to turn on the remote itself, all you need to do is just long press. Yeah, and you will hear this beep. Good. And then you will need to insert the battery into the quad itself. Once it's bind, it will turn blue depending on the mode that your switch is in. So first we will start with the position hold mode. This mode I think is very good for beginners to learn how the quad reacts to your stick movement. To go on to position mode, all you need to do is just flick this 3 position switch to the most top, and you get this orange light on the quad itself. Okay, once you have the mode set, press the arm button. The propeller will start spinning and you can start pushing the throttle up slowly. Don't go too fast. But the wind is extremely bad. Look at the quad. The quad is actually fighting to stay in this position. Yeah. Once it is locked, then it can actually stay in this position. Look, I'm not doing anything to the quad, but the quad is actually staying at the position itself. Yeah. So even if I were to be pushing it to the side, it will try to come back to the position where it was at. See, look at the wind is actually blowing to the other direction, and then you can see that the quad is fighting to stay back at that particular position that it was last recorded at. Another good thing with position hold is if let's say you are moving forward and you want to stop, just let go of the stick and it will automatically stop by itself. Again, let's try it. Stop. Pushing it front, let go of the stick, it stops. Pushing it to the back, coming back to me, oh, stop. Right? Go front, go back, let go of the stick, it stops. The left stick here is for you to turn around, turn the quad around. Right? And of course, this is your throttle. Going up, going down. Okay, you can try to fly around with this mode, but I wouldn't suggest you to do so because you're going to really put a lot of input to the stick to make the quad move. But for beginners, I think it is good enough really. Alright, apart from the position hold, there is also altitude hold. So the CADDX PROTOS, it will auto switch to altitude hold when it reaches to a certain height. So like about 4 meter to 6 meter height, it will automatically switch to altitude hold. So yeah, let me just show it to you guys right now. I believe we can. Guys, the wind is just too damn strong. So yes, buddies, the weather. And here is a video from some earlier tests on a calmer day. And we have the position hold mode on, and here we will climb to a higher altitude to see how it changes from the position hold mode to altitude hold. There we go, the auto switch was triggered at about 6 meter high, and you will notice a slight jerk when it happens. Now in this mode, your quad will start drifting away as it no longer has the position hold function, so you will have to manually control the quad. To get back into position hold mode, descend the quad by lowering the throttle, which is the left stick, and it will automatically switch back to position hold mode. Now we will jump straight into anger mode with a footage from the same day. To go into anger mode, just flick the switch to the middle position and the LED on the quad will turn blue. In this mode, you will have a little bit more control of the quad, and I believe you can feel immediately that the quad responds better to your stick input. The anger mode has self-leveling function. Whenever you let go of the stick on the right, it will automatically level itself out. And flying in this mode will allow you to learn more about the flight characteristic of the Protos. Make sure you are comfortable with it and use the remote to practice more on the simulator before you start flying on Acro. Reminder to anyone just starting out, this mode does not allow you to do any flips or roll. While we are here, please take note of this important information. When you see your status of the battery voltage drops down to 3.6, turn back and land your quad because you do not want your quad to fall off from the sky midway. As you can see here, we are returning back to land at 3.6, and while we land, it ended up at 3.69, giving us a flight time of 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Moving on to a brand new day but still shitty weather. The wind was still extremely strong, but we managed to complete the flight test. So, on to the more advanced mode, the Acro Mode. This mode turns off all assists and you will be in full control of the quad, so keep your fingers on the sticks at all time, else you will crash. Again, do train on the simulator to minimize crashes. I would suggest to keep the rate at its highest. On the controller, there's a 3-position switch on the right. Just keep it at the highest, as the lowest and mid has got a preset rate, which I believe is just too darn low to Acro with. Another point to take note, the Protos can do roll and flips, but not any aggressive Acro maneuver. So please do not try it out or you will end up crashing like me. But if you ever crash and you find yourself upside down, you can use the crash flip mode to flip back by pressing the button on the top right of the controller, arm your quad, and then move the roll stick, which is the right stick of your controller, to the right or the left, and your quad will flip back over. That ends my half-ass tutorial for the beginners out there who has just purchased the CADDX PROTOS. And if you like it and find it helpful, please remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future content. And now, right to the part that interests myself most, and I believe will interest all of you, my buddies, as well. The all-new Ascent system from CADDX FPV. I did a stress test here on how the Ascent behaves when we have low bit rate. So right here, I'm just flying straight out, just watching how the feed behaves as the bit rate starts to drop. At this point, the bit rate drops to about 0.6 megabits per second and the system kicks into focus mode. Then it dips even further, 0.3 megabits, and the video is cropped to 9:16, limited to just the center now, but we can still fly the quad and try to recover from it. Alright, and this part here, this wasn't edited. The video completely froze for about 5 seconds. No movement, no response, nothing. And I'm not gonna lie, buddies, I nearly shat my pants right here. So yep, that ends a half review, half tutorial, and maybe a little showcase of the CADDX FPV Ascent. And yeah, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this content, but for myself, I did not really enjoy creating this because there were just so many hiccups, the weather and the unexpected performance and characteristic of the all-new Protos. So yeah, I did had a hard time, so please remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and leave down some comment just to make me feel better. This is going to, yeah, maybe a showcase box. Like what my buddy suggested. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!